pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop.
Hello, and welcome back to your Purple Pants Podcast Pit Stop coverage of Amazing Race, Season 37, Episode 9. I am joined by my ever so charismatic 97% packed, even though 97 isn't 100% packed, smart, and whose phone is not buzzing during the podcast. Let's welcome back to the podcast, Miss Brooke Camhi. How are you?
Hello, how are you? I am like more than 97. I'm going on a little trip. I'm not going to miss the podcast because you know me, I will podcast from a honeymoon. Marry someone who will let you podcast from a honeymoon. That's all I'm going to say.
Listen.
And the things that aren't packed, this computer, because, you know, we had to talk about The Amazing Race, Season 37. Is that right? Episode 9. And I am wearing, this is from Season 29, Episode 7, when we were in Venice. This is the outfit that I wore while singing on a gondola. So, in homage to Italy, I am wearing my Italy outfit from The Amazing Race.
Yes, well, come on, Italy. I know an Italian word, but maybe I should just say it in Spanish and put a little Italian accent on it, because that's what Josiah do. Okay?
If it works, it works.
Gracias.
I mean, honestly, there are so many teams that have just spoken Spanish no matter what country you're in. Like, girl, you're in South Korea. Like, that's not the right language to be speaking. But at least, I mean, Italian, Spanish, there's some crossover.
They're similar. And listen, if it worked for Josiah, it worked for me. But listen, Brooke, we got a lot to report on before we get into the episode this week. Purple Pants Posse, listen up. Okay, hold on. Before I even tell y'all this story, I need to get formal. Okay, I've got to get formal. I've got to look appropriate. Okay, because if I'm going to go to a Thanksgiving dinner,
I'm dying. I know.
I've got to look appropriate, Brooke. And if I'm going to a Thanksgiving dinner bowl, okay, I can't come empty-handed. Okay, I gotta come. I have to have my salad, my classic. Okay, I gotta have my classic Brice, Izyah salad. Okay, because if I'm going to be meeting a family member,
are you making a whole salad?
I'm making a whole salad while we podcast, okay? Because a salad ain't a salad without some cherry tomatoes, okay? I got some croutons in here, okay? And you know, I can't come to a salad without the salad being tossed, okay? So we're going to toss a little salad on this episode while I am looking.
If you're just listening and not watching, he is actually literally tossing a salad. There is no like double entendre going on.
No, there is no double entendre. Lettuce,
throwing it in the air.
Cherry tomatoes, because listen, Purple Pants.
Where's the cranberries? I thought there has to be cranberries in a salad.
Listen, they can't go bad. Okay, they're in a Ziploc bag for when I get to Josiah's mother's home, Miss Debbie, for Thanksgiving. Because Posse, listen up. Posse, listen up. We got some reporting and some updating to do on this podcast. Now, unbeknownst to me, and unbeknownst to Brooke, you know, we just do this podcast because I love Brooke. Brooke got me into Amazing Race. Is Amazing Race superior to Survivor? I don't know. At this point, I don't know. But
yes.
But listen, we watch the show. We fall in love with the peoples. And actually, you know, I got to add, because I got a little suit jacket on. I got to, you know, homage to Jonathan. Let's switch up the glasses, okay? Like Jonathan, and switch up the glasses. But unbeknownst to Brooke and I, we're just, what we see, we report it. Who knew that Josiah's mother, Debbie, listens to the podcast? And Josiah, we thought, well, I didn't know. I was looking for Josiah on social media, couldn't find it. Who knew Josiah is a TikTok star? Okay. Josiah has all of these funny TikToks, and Josiah made a TikTok. Shout out to Alyssa for recording it, of Josiah's mom, Debbie. Okay. Also, my Dale, you still number one in my heart. Okay, so don't feel
Hi,
no type of
Mom.
way. That's Brooke's mom. And also Angie, 7,432 reasons why Angie Butler is my other mother. Okay. But
And
we had
Barb.
and
Come on now.
Barb.
Come on.
Okay.
The OG
And also,
Barb.
mind you, we're all over the place, but
Yeah, we're
Brooke
never
and my mom, I said, Brooke, don't, my mom's dog passed away a while ago, and Brooke said, hey, can I text your mom? I said, sure, Brooke, but just be careful. If my mom has your number, my mom is a inspirational good
Barb
morning
and I
texter.
talk every day.
So, okay, so now it's like, it's the podcast of the mothers. But listen, Debbie, my new mother-in-law, she listens to the podcast. And Josiah put out a TikTok of his conversation with Debbie. And Debbie was talking to Josiah, and she said, hey, we got to figure this out. Brice wants to come to Thanksgiving and bring a salad. And Josiah is like, Mom, he's not serious. He's not serious. Debbie, do not listen to your son. I am serious. The salad, Debbie, is ready. Okay, and hold on, let me.
That's not the salad. Come on. You could do better than that.
It's delicious. Okay.
Side note, Brice, I saw the TikTok too, because not only did you send it to me, but Alyssa sent it to me. And then Alyssa and I had a conversation on the side where I was like, I too want to come to Thanksgiving. I make a mean lemon fruit tart. And she's like, amazing. And I said, look, I know that I'm not the main draw here. She goes, girl, neither am I. We'll sit in the corner and we'll drink wine. And I said, that's great. So Alyssa and I are going to be corner gremlins, sipping our wine while you bring your salad. I will bring dessert. Josiah, he wants to be there. I want to be there. Apparently, they have a cousin for you.
They have a cousin. Let's posse. Listen, we got to talk about this because Debbie was like, Josiah, we got to figure this out. We could listen. And mind you, it's funny because Debbie is like, you do have a cousin in New Jersey. Debbie, New Jersey.
That's not even far.
That's Debbie. I will skip there. Okay. And Josiah's like, he's a famous podcaster. Josiah, I ain't that famous, but listen.
He is.
I'm not. And he's like, they're out of Brice's league. No, they're not. Josiah, no, they're not. Okay. Make the connection, Josiah. But the way that tickled my heart. That was just something that, and again, sometimes, we're real people. I have a real life. I have a real job. And, that day that I saw that TikTok, I was not having the best day ever, i.e. work, i.e. my supervisor, i.e. they say my work is falling behind. Yes, my work is falling behind because I'm following The Amazing Race. I'm following Survivor. I got other ish to do. But anyway, it really just warmed my heart, Brooke. And also, I just love the fact that, Brooke, my partner in crime, Debbie was like, and I like Brooke too. She's funny and crazy too. So again, just crazy. Like, just in what world, Brooke? In what world is Debbie calling Josiah to talk about me, to go down the family tree to find me a cousin? And then Brett and Mark on the TikTok was like, I know Brice ain't get an invitation to Thanksgiving before we listen, Brett and Mark.
We're coming.
Take a back seat. Y'all are married. Okay. We trying to find me a love. So, but shout out to Mama Debbie. Had no idea you listened. We love you, and I'll see you at Thanksgiving, girl. Okay.
Or sooner. It's only May 1st.
I mean, we could do because
summer barbecue.
Yeah, or something like a halfway. They say Christmas in July. Thanksgiving in June. Meet the Josiah, Alyssa. Drop the information, okay? I'm not famous, and I'm definitely not out of their league. But that was such that's just like, why?
I have a whole page on this. I can get rid of a whole page in my notes. Okay. I literally have a whole page on this. Okay.
Now, but we're not skating past anything because before Brooke and I jumped on to record, I have a great number one with Brooke.
Your mom just texted me. Fun fact. Literally in this moment.
Hey, but she
if
heard
you buzzed, I'm sorry. I really am.
Brooke, now tell the posse or tell the podcast why I have a gripe with you.
With me?
Well, let's talk about your notes this week. We all know Brooke loves a good notes. Brooke has a new process of her notes.
No,
right
I
now.
don't. I have a one-off process. So this week, as you know, I watch the show, I talk into my little phone, I say all the things, and then I take those notes.
How do you
and
talk into your phone? I don't remember. Show me.
like this. I just the whole time I sit and I go, okay, so Carson and Jack leave at 3:30 a.m. and they've been humbled by Bulgaria. Like I literally say this into my phone. How do I know? Because I had to transcribe this week because I didn't have the extra 2 hours that it normally takes me to handwrite 18 pages front and back. So I just took the notes app, sent it along, had it printed out, and this week I have printed notes. So, let's just appreciate the fact that I took the time to watch and to speak the entire time and take the notes. I will go back to handwriting next.
Maybe not, because Brooke's being modest. Brooke was like, this is so much easier. I love it.
I don't know how it's gonna go though. Like I don't. It's a little bit weird to read off. Like let's see how it goes. If
Let's
it's a
see how it goes.
disaster and it's a dumpster fire, then we'll try it different next time.
Then I also, last report, the Brice and Wynn Tour 48 is in full effect. We just had our Philly stop last night. It was our biggest Philly stop ever. So thanks everyone for coming out. However, what I love about the Brice and Wynn Philly stops, or just the Brice and Wynn in general, there's always a posse member that comes up to me. And one of the posse members, her name was Caitlin. Normally I get my phone out and record it, but I don't know where my phone was at the time, so I couldn't. However, Caitlin is a loyal posse member. She was so funny. She was like, I think Brooke would love me, because she was like, I knew I was coming to Philly. She put out her phone. She had a list of topics to talk to me about. And one of the topics was she does not watch Amazing Race. She has never watched Amazing Race since its inception. And she said that because of the podcast, she was like, I gotta listen to Brice and Brooke. She has fallen in love with Brooke. She really loves our dynamic. And she also
And you couldn't find your phone?
I don't know where my phone. Listen, it was a lot going on in Philly. It was our biggest show ever.
Nice.
And so the one thing that she was cracking up, she said, it's funny because I don't even want to tell Brooke this story, but I'll tell her. She said, my husband and I were laughing so hard 2 weeks ago. She said, we are actually scuba diver instructions. And so they said, when you kept saying, Brooke, shut up, and you can't go past 250 feet, they were like, we can go probably 50 feet. Brooke could probably go 60, but they were like, you go 250 feet, you'll die.
Yeah.
Okay, and listen, and that's what I'm saying. If you can't do it, Brooke,
Speak on it, Caitlin.
So shout out to Caitlin. We really appreciate it. But again, shout out to Mama Debbie. Shout out to Angie. Shout out to Dale. Shout out to Barb. Shout out to the mothers. Mother's Day is coming around. So listen, skip me to cousin Josiah. Okay, the episode. Sorry, we had a lot to get to.
Are you sure you don't want to finish your personal ad? You're good. Do anything you want the cousin to know about you?
I'm outdoorsy.
You do like to run?
I can cook. I like to run. I like to travel. I'm a little emotional at times, high energy, but I'm an introvert, extrovert.
One of the kindest souls I've ever met in my entire life, and just literal human sunshine. So anyone would be lucky to have you. That's all I'll say about that.
Okay. So
episode. What do you think?
I enjoyed this episode. I loved it. I felt like it was a little heart jerker, because you know how I feel when they start the season off and say it's a non-elimination, and then or it's a no elimination, right? And so
did they say it this season?
I don't know, but Phil said it 3 seasons ago, and now I feel like he says it every season. And so normally I get mad at it, but I don't want anyone to go home. So I was like actually really, really happy. I loved how a close race it was. I love us getting to Italy. I just loved everything about this season. And this episode was really, really good. So that's my hot take.
So I was expecting, as I'm watching the episode, as I'm talking into my thing, and I love that you're eating your salad.
I know it's good. My salad is good. Debbie.
Now I'm hungry. You don't need to sell yourself. I'm pretty sure Debbie you're in. But just say I come with you. I'm like your plus one.
It's a Pitstop +1 Pitstop duo.
Yeah, I actually can bake and cook, and I will bring a nice dish with me. Okay, so what the hell was I saying? Oh, so I was expecting, as the episode's going on, I'm talking into my thing, and it's taking a while, and where's the roadblock and where's the detour, and it's taking a bit, and I'm like, mega leg. I'm expecting a mega leg because I did the math in my head, and I'm going, well, there's this one, the next one, and then 2 more, and there's only 5 teams left, so there's got to be one where people don't go home. But I assumed there were no non-elimination legs, and so I was expecting a double leg. I'm still pleased because Han and Holden cannot go home yet. They are too precious.
They really are. And I say every week, I love their social media presence. And this week they did a little video with their middle sister on, and she was so cute. I love Han and Holden. And they're not out of it. And what I love the most about this season is that even though they are in last place, they still are right there. They still catch up to a team, okay? And Han still got a little race brain, and Holden got to tell her to get out of the race brain.
This episode sort of had everything. Like, it was just it was kind of dirty. Like, everything. I just feel like The Amazing Race was very tongue-in-cheek this episode. So let's talk about it a little bit. We start with an ad for Expedia. And I'm looking at this going, wait a second. Look at the nice hotels they get to stay in. And I stayed in a tent at one point on the floor of a steamboat crossing a river although as you get closer to the end, the hotels do get nicer. We stayed at a hostel at one point in Africa, and this is the moment where they said to you, you get like the safety briefings. We had to sleep under the nets in our room, and you had to shake out your shoes because there were dangerous spiders, which did you sleep at night? No, I did not. Did I sit like this, huddled in the bed the entire night, like shaking? Yes, I did. And did I shake out my shoes? You bet I did. Did I turn my shoes inside out? If I could have, I would have. I did not enjoy that. Although the evening was nice. Like, the hostel was beautiful. We got to have like a family dinner, and they cooked for us, and that was great. Until I found out about the shake out shoes, because they'll get all up in there and they will bite you.
My one, not of many, gripe of the episode was, miss me with this fake commercial. Like, y'all not like, first of all, and if you're going to do it, I'm not that old school, but I do remember the Expedia gnome. Okay, can we get the gnome? I hated
Expedia, I think, bought Travelocity, and Travelocity was the gnome, and so I feel like they should keep the gnome. The gnome is cool. There he is. Check him out right there.
I just hate how they're like, this is cool. Let's stay here. With
you get to choose. Come on.
Right. It felt like a green screen background. Like, I'm like, miss me with this. I'm good.
Okay, so Mark and Brett leave at 12:17 in the morning. I think that's right. We learned that Mark was a donor for their friend's baby, and now they have a godson, I want to say son, and the $1 million would help them realize their dream of becoming dads. Okay, now I want them to win. Like, this is just, there's nobody, everyone has such a good plan. Josiah and Alyssa want to have babies. Brett and Mark want to have babies. Like, I like
loans off.
Right, exactly. Okay, so Alyssa and Josiah leave at, I think, 2:03. Their feet are a little bit burned. Honestly, okay, so I kind of thought it was bogus and did not look hard or dangerous when they were crossing the coals. But Alyssa takes off her shoe and shows everybody her feet. Girl is burnt. Okay, so I will eat my words and say I am sorry. I think I thought it was not as hot as perhaps the heat was. So
I will say, if she had maybe taken the Jeff and Anna approach and gone in the river in the ocean with the sneakers and socks, her foot might not have been as burnt because the coolant of the moisture from the smelly socks and sneakers would have healed the blister.
No, not worth the smell. Okay, so Jonathan and Anna leave at 2:05 a.m. Carson and Jack leave at 3:30. They've been humbled by Bulgaria. How do I know? Because I said it into my phone. And they're happy as long as they're not last. They have actually been to Italy together before, and it is the only time they've ever gotten into a fight. So I love Carson and Jack. Like, I don't want to see them fight, but honestly, it's a little entertaining. They get along so well. Let's just see a little bit of spice. It's fine. Han and Holden leave at, I think, 3:48 in the morning. They're staying positive. They can survive a U-turn. They can beat at least one team today. Right. I like them. They're just their positivity. So this is where Alyssa shows the teams her foot. I am so sorry. It is harder than I thought it was and hotter than I thought it was. They have drivers waiting for them at the airport, so they don't actually have to self-drive or look for a taxi. It must be nice, I write. And the teams are going to this Castel Saint Elmo. It's a military stronghold built to protect Naples to find their next clue. They have to go up this funicular to get their clue at the top. Okay. What? Thoughts? Feelings about the beginning?
I loved it. I loved, as a viewer, seeing them all get on the gondola. I love that because I'm like, oh, it's going to be a foot race. And like to have all of the teams. I also love how Holden, he learned from Pops and Jeff, when they got to the gondola, even though it's not a gondola, but you know what I mean. When they got there, Holden was like, stick your foot in, okay?
Yes. So Mark and Brooke get there first. Alyssa and Josiah are there. Jonathan and Anna, Carson and Jack, and finally Han and Holden. Holden tells Han to put her foot in the funicular, whatever, the go up the hill thing, so it doesn't close without them. And if it's anything like the door that almost took Jeff's arm off, I would say don't do it. But she did it. They're all on it. That's good. And now it's a foot race. So Holden, God, this kid is smart. He's very perceptive. He sees red and yellow flowers in a cannon and is like, oh, we have to go this way. So apparently Jonathan and Anna find this masked man that they're looking for. First, you have to rub the nose of this little good luck statue, and then the live version of the statue is going to give you a clue.
Can we talk about the guy that gives us the clue? Now, I don't know if this was him.
I think he would have scared the crap out. No, is that him? You rubbed the nose. He was in an alley, but that might have just been Phyllis showing us him. Yeah.
I loved how when you got to the top of the thing, when you got to the top of the gondola to get the clue, this was the guy. I loved how, first of all, it's a foot race. We're all there. Give us our clue. But no, everyone does. The way you get your clue is he's like, it's like, okay.
I gotta give the Amazing Race credit. They have found great judges. They have found great clue givers. It's not just here's a box. There's the box. Go to the box.
It's one of my favorite parts is to see the judges and the people that give the clue. And by far, he was my favorite one because I think I want to say it might have even been Jonathan. They were like, you need the clue. And he's like, no. Let me do my little dance. Okay.
I have 30 seconds of fame. I'm going to do it. Exactly. Don't rush the man. Don't rush him. Okay. So Hunter, Holden, and Jonathan and Anna get the funicular back down first. Now, here's my gripe. Han and Holden hold the door for Jonathan and Anna. Now, that's not so much my gripe. Be nice, I get it, but also, at this point, I don't think I'm holding the door for anybody, but that's just my feeling. I assume it's also your feeling. The other three teams have to get on the next one. Mm-hmm.
Hee ha ha. It's out the window.
Bye-bye. Right. Mm-hmm.
But they kind of work together. And they get a shout out to my girl Anna, because one thing Anna gonna do, what's she gonna do? She gonna get instructions or get directions. Now,
well, they were wrong.
Whether or not she could follow them, I don't know. But
they might have not been wrong. They might have been right, and she didn't follow them correctly.
Or they just got turned around. And so, that was my other gripe of Hannah Holden. I love them, but my thing is work together, but get the information and come together. Don't just rely on them because if you're just relying on what they are doing, because when they got off the gondola, I don't know if you noticed, Han and Holden were off first. They wait it was only 2 seconds, but they let Anna and Jonathan go ahead of them to lead. And I'm like, Han, Holden, where is your military expertise? You should know in the backup. That was just in the back of my mind. I'm like, ask somebody else, compare notes.
I agree. And my issue here is that Han tells Holden, or vice versa, to hold the door for Jonathan and Anna, which they do. And then, I don't know, a few minutes later, Jonathan and Anna are like, don't let them see where we are.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
They held the door for you, kids.
Listen, what did I say?
That's at least the way it's edited. But it's if they do for you, you do for them. You don't just run away and take. It felt a little advantage taking. But, two people are playing the way that you and I would sort of play toward the end, and the other are playing a little bit nicer. That's fine.
Also, time out, just a little 2 seconds. A little appreciation for Jonathan, okay? He had his button-up shirt on at the start of the gondola, and at the end, he had on his Hoka little tank top. I wear Hokas.
Was he changing in the middle of the leg?
He doing something. He brought 13 outfit changes.
Right?
So listen, we got to see them.
We got to wear them all.
Okay. So it was a Hoka. First of all, I love Hoka. So I said, okay. And then last week, Jonathan had these type of glasses on. Okay. And this week, Jonathan was wearing these type of glasses. So I just want y'all to know that we're watching Jonathan at this point. Jonathan has brought 16 pairs of chapsticks, 13 pairs of sunglasses, 17 hats, 16 shirts, and 14 pants. Somebody's got to appreciate it, okay?
Somebody's got to be carrying that. Do they have like an extra rolling suitcase that we're not seeing? I don't.
Anna's carrying it because Jonathan gets hot, okay? So that's why Anna's bag is so big.
Okay, so the other 3 teams all get separate directions and run separately but they've all apparently got proper directions or they're able to follow them. So Mark and Brett find the clue box first. It is a detour. It says mandolin or mozzarella. Now, fun fact for you, Mr. Brice. Check this out.
Oh,
mandolin. Do I know how to play it? No, I do not. But did I buy it hoping I would learn how to play it? Certainly did. So would I have done mandolin? Probably not. But still, I saw that and I go, oh my God, one of those? That's so fun. The only team to do it is Jonathan and Anna. Everybody else go to do the mozzarella balls.
Can we talk for a second? I'd love to know your opinion because when I was watching this in my Brooke Camhi mind, again, here we are, episode 9. We're in a foot race. Everybody is in a pact together, right? And I don't know if Jonathan and Anna knew that everybody was doing mozzarella, but I love the fact that they did their own. Again, like I've said before, it's a risk. It could put you behind, but it could put you ahead. So I wasn't mad at that. I also have another little spiel to give, but tell me what you think, or no.
I don't think they realized they were the only ones who were going to go do it. I do think that this is a task that's probably right up Jonathan's alley because he's very like. The funny part about them doing it though is I actually don't think that they should have been allowed to help each other because if he was doing one part and she had to do the other part, I actually think the rules should have been they have to sit like aside and not help because he basically did her part for her. She did the actual physical, but he's like, you need to move this here and turn this. And I'm like, well, you're just basically doing it. But if the rules say you can, then I guess that you can.
Can we, first of all, last episode, I've confessed my love for Jonathan. And I feel like this episode, it is the same thing. Here's 6 reasons in this gondola, or no, what's it called? A Yoda lady?
Mandolin?
A mandolin.
I'm sorry. What's a Yoda lady? If it's not a thing, it should be a thing.
It's the lady that they got directions from on the gondola.
Is it the country next to Zamboni?
Yes. Okay. Y'all
Zamboni bordered on the east by Yoda lady.
Listen. Okay. A gondola lady. One.
Mandolin.
We always talk about how negative Jonathan is. The way Jonathan's eyes lit up, it was like, I love music. And here's another reason why I love Jonathan. When they gave us the throwback photo of Jonathan sitting on his bed playing it, did y'all see the poster behind his head? It was the Flintstones, the live action movie of the Flintstones. That's my movie, okay?
That's your movie.
I mean, I remember when it came out and it like had the guy from Roseanne on it, Dan Connor. Like, you didn't watch the Flintstones? The live
course,
action?
John.
Yes.
Yeah, Halle Berry was in it, I think. Yeah, Rick Moranis. How do I remember this? Oh my God, I think
that's
was
what I'm saying.
Level. I think also, it's just coming back to my head right now. Yeah,
it's the fact that was like the main poster behind Jonathan's head growing up. Okay, that says a lot. Also, here's another prime example of what I say when Jonathan be negative, but like it motivates himself. When he had to get like the little screws and he's like, oh my God, I hate this. They're so small. But mind you, he's doing it and he's killing it. He's like, 6 more to go. Okay,
that's very Brooke. Say it's hard while you're doing it, but just keep doing it. So he seemed to have a lot of fun. So you had to bring this mandolin to life by adding the final pieces to it. 2 things. One, they already laid out all the pieces for you, so make it like a little bit harder. But also, like I said, I don't think that they should be allowed to have basically done the other side for them, but they did a great job. On the mozzarella side, make some mozzarella balls. It has to weigh a certain amount between 250 and 350 grams, and it has to be braided very specifically. But once you got like the twist, it seems like it was pretty easy to do. And I mean, I would have gone to the cheese all day. I would have been like, can I take the cheese with me? I don't know. I would have been like Brett and Mark. Mark wanted to eat. This is all he wanted to do. I would have during the shopping tried to get them to throw in a little bit extra something for me to eat. And I think the best moment of the episode is, I know I'm jumping ahead to when they're doing the pizza and Brett's inside cooking and sweating and Mark's like so happy he just gets to sit and gossip and eat pizza and have a great time. So sorry.
Time out though. Why this is so true to them. There's these TikTok people on TikTok and they are, I want to say they're like an Indian couple. I'm not sure, but they're a same-sex couple, and one's name is Samuel, and one's name, I'm probably butchering it. It's like a Darkin. And I seen this like 2 weeks ago. And so it's like, hi, my name's Samuel, and I booked the trip. And then it's like, then they show a video of his partner, and they're like, hi, my name is Darkin. And then it's like, hi, my name is Samuel. I carry all the bags up to the airport. And it's like, hi, my name's Darkin. And then it's like,
so
hi,
funny.
my name is Samuel. I plan all the excursions, all the stuff. And then it's like, hi, I'm Darkin. And so Brett and Mark recopied it this week.
I saw that.
Yes,
I
and Brett's
saw
like,
that.
I get home and I watch all the dogs. And Mark's
Hi,
like,
I'm Mark.
hi, I'm Mark. I was like, and it's so funny the fact that we actually can see that kind of sort of play out this episode. Like, I love them.
I do too. I think they're great. Okay, so Carson and Jack find the guy second. Mark and Brett and Carson and Jack decide to do mozzarella. Josiah and Alyssa join into that. We find out that both Jack and Mark are each a quarter Italian. So together they're half an Italian. So they must be good at this. Whatever. Meanwhile, Hunter Holden and Jonathan and Anna are lost and they're running around. So they haven't gotten to the decision yet. Han and Holden held the door. This is what I write. Meanwhile, Han and Holden held the door of the funicular for Jonathan and Anna. And then you have Jonathan saying, Anna, don't let them see where we're going. We don't want them to see us get the clue. Not cool. Now, it may be editing, and that may not have been how it went, but that was how it looked like it went. I think it will come back to bite you at some point. So Jonathan and Anna find it in fourth. Han and Holden find it right after. Alyssa and Josiah hadn't found it at this point, but whatever. Jonathan and Anna go to Mandolin. Everybody else goes to the cheese. And that's where we are. So at the cheese, Carson and Jack go to get their balls checked, and they don't have any that are good. Their balls are too small. Okay, so that's problem one. You say something.
Listen, first of all,
I mean, between the things that they said, their balls were too small. Han and Holden had a dangly thing at the bottom of their balls, and then Carson and Jack's balls were too big. And like, but Mark and Brett's were just right. Like they had Goldilocks.
that's right.
Balls.
Goldilocks, Goldie balls. But also, just so we're clear, none of the braids, Brett's or Mark's, Alyssa or Josiah's, Han and Holden's, the Dungeon Brothers, none of their braids looked like the braid that we saw on the thing. Just wanted to point that out.
Okay. But it was still probably delicious. I think I would have pocketed one of them and just been chomping down on a block of cheese. Well, whatever.
Mozzarella.
I love mozzarella cheese. Okay. So, blah, 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 blah. Mark and Brett get it. And Carson and Jack ultimately get it because they did something very smart. They are smart racers. They get 1 out of 6. And they, rather than leave it there and go to do more, they take their one back with them to their station and they hold it in one hand and then they hold the cheese in the other hand to weigh it out to see that they can. And then that works and they get 5 more like almost immediately because they've got the good brains on them, Carson and Jack. Very smart. They should go all the way to the end. They're smart racers. Okay, so I write back at the Mandolin. Jonathan actually seems to be having fun, which is nice to see. Brett and Mark are out of mozzarella first. Han and Holden, this is where they have their little dangly thing. Whatever. I'm handwriting next time. It's too hard to go through this with the typing. It was an experiment gone horribly wrong. Okay. Long story short, one by one, they all finish, except Han and Holden, who were stuck at the mozzarella balls for entirely too long, and they can't get it right. I do hear a story from Han at this point about how she is very much a perfectionist and how the pressures of being an Asian first child and all of the pressure that's put on you to do everything right and do everything perfectly. Make me bigger.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Here we come. Yes. Hold on. Wait. Get your back. Hold on.
Hello, everybody. My name is Brooke Camhi. I was on season 29 of The Amazing Race. We went to Italy as well. And welcome to my TED Talk. If you are ever lucky enough to be chosen to go on The Amazing Race and you are doing a task and it is like make something to look like something else or whatever, It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be passable. This is very important. We've seen it before. We had, remember, Annalie did the flowers and whatnot. She probably could have gotten out of there so much faster. It doesn't need to be perfection. It just needs to be good enough. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yes.
Also, I think it just might be my chair that's like a little squeaky. I don't know.
No, it's definitely, it was like a, like you could feel it was a rumbling. But
it was a rumbling. Maybe it's my tummy.
Oh, hungry for the
Rumbling in
mozzarella.
I'm so
but
hungry.
again, so relatable. And again, sometimes like when we see people and we watch them on reality TV and we see like some of their hang-ups, like we see Han kind of like stressing out over this, and like she's like, Brett and Mark's look great, Alyssa's look great, Carson and Jack looks great. Also, I'm like, Han, girl, they really don't look that great. But we all have our own baggage, right?
Because
and
they
it's
only
just
need
like,
to be passable. Right. Yeah.
Right. And it's just so interesting to actually like have that backstory. And what you always say every episode, like they really make the most of this 90 minutes. And
They
so
really
when
are.
to hear that story of that, it's like, it really kind of makes you put things into perspective of like her lived experience. And so it just, again, just makes you appreciate someone so much more. And Han, you are more than enough. You are amazing. You are strong. You are killing it. You might get a little race brain from time to time, but
Who
like
does it?
We see you. Like we see you. That's it.
I love them. The good part about them is when everybody else leaves and they're stuck in last place, they tend to like focus in and have the ability to then knock things out quickly. So you know what? Honestly, they weren't that far behind. And the fact that everybody left, I think actually did them a real service because they were able to just sort of take a step back and be like, wait, we can do this. And then they do it. So all the teams, well, except Han and Holden, because they're finishing up, are looking for this Monte Santo square. And Jonathan and Anna find it first. It is a route info, which I like. It's just another task that's not a detour or a roadblock. And it says you have to go do a grocery delivery. Basically, you need to go shopping and then deliver groceries to a house on the street using this like bucket pulley system. So Jonathan is very excited to go grocery shopping. Okay. It's kind of amazing because I feel like at least the way it's edited, his attitude changes a lot based on like if they're first or if they're last. Now that happens to people. I get that.
It's
but
Jonathan.
Like it's such a switch.
Yes.
It's like
we're episode 9. You're just discovering this, Brooke.
I've known
time.
it. I've seen it, but it's just it's like comical at this point. Like, and I just think it's kind of funny. So anyway, they're first. He's very excited.
Time out. Is this has Italy had DoorDash before we had DoorDash and Instacart? Because I love this. I am thinking of like, I live in I don't know what you call it. It's not a brownstone, but like a row home. I'm thinking about tying a bucket and putting it outside my window for my DoorDashes because it's easier. Because nothing.
Yeah, you don't have to go anywhere or do anything.
Because
I have a local New York City kid come and like pick up my stuff from the store when I don't want to go get it and just lower a little bucket down.
Because nothing more annoying for me is after like, a night out, early morning, I wake up and I'm like, I want a little breakfast or a little coffee. And sometimes I just, a little coffee and a bagel. I'll order Uber Eats. And I specifically say, leave it in front of the tan door. Nothing infuriates me more, Brooke, when they like leave it on my step, because sometimes early in the morning, I might not, I might be a little naked. I gotta cover myself up. So I'll creak my door open, I'll bend down, and I'll just lift my arm out to get my goods. But when they put it on the step, I either have to look left and right and potentially risk giving
Philadelphia a little bit of a show,
or publicly charged for nudity, or I've got to go all the way back to my room and get my robe. So this buckets really could alleviate things. I could hang it out my window and just say, leave it in the bucket. I mean, Italy has been ahead of our times. And, hopefully, maybe I'll be getting 2 coffees and 2 bagels, after Thanksgiving, who knows? And the
Christmas in July, Thanksgiving in June.
Thanksgiving in June.
We're not waiting till November for this. We're making this happen. We're manifesting it happening way sooner. Okay, so Han and Holden back at the cheese get 4 correct, and they are thrilled. I like that. They they are happy to be moving in the right direction. They are not the type where if they don't have them all now, they know they're in last. It's not really getting them down. They're happy to see the progress. And I think that's great. Jack and Carson are looking for the bucket people. Alyssa and Josiah and Brett and Mark, they're all running around. And Jonathan and Anna are out shopping for the list. They see Brett and Mark who find the clue box, and then they're off to shop.
But what does because you was hard on them with
I was cut me off. I was about.
Let me put my glasses on so I can hear it. Hold on, I got to put my Jonathan glasses on.
Not helping the team that helped them earlier, but they are. They do say it's over there, and they point them in the right direction, which I appreciate. If you had let me finish, I was going to say that without you shaming me into finishing it.
If you cannot dive,
oh, for Christ's sake,
237 feet.
Brice, at 237 feet, you would be dead. Like that. Yes.
No.
Okay.
Listen, girl, if you're not certified, just say that. I can teach you. I can show you how. Okay.
Not to make me pull out my Patty certification card, but I will do it. I have receipts. Okay. So meanwhile, Hunter and Holden have made their 5th ball. And I'm thinking to myself, we see Carson and Jack running around and they stand and look at a map and so on and so forth. And I'm going, why are you not asking people for directions? There are like a lot of people around. You're not in the middle of rural God knows where. But they look at a map and they seem to find it. I don't know why. And also, I think they run into Jonathan and Anna and he does point them in the right direction too. So see, I say things when things happen.
I gotta switch the glasses. Okay. Listen, I'm trying to be like Jonathan. Anytime Jonathan does that good deed, we're switching glasses.
How many outfits do you think he's gonna bring to like their finale?
37. And y'all better, okay? Because there is an Amazing Race finale. Tickets are available. You can click on any of the castmates thing to get it. Also, to the venue of wherever y'all hold on. You know what? Hello, my name is Brice Izyah. I was on season 29 of The Amazing Race. This is my message to the venue that the finale is at. You have Anna and Jonathan coming. Please ensure the temperature is at a perfect 70 degrees for Jonathan, okay? He doesn't like it too hot and he doesn't like it too cold. Thank you.
I actually think they're not coming. I think they're the only. I think no! They have something with their daughter, I think. So I think that they might. So just they'll probably be doing something in California. Okay, so let's see. Brett, hey, Bacon came in and he's sleeping. So okay, so Brett and Mark have gotten their vegetables. Jonna and Jonathan.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Jonna. What
that
did
works.
We say? Anna,
Jonathan. Whatever. Have gotten their sausage, and Carson and Jack have gotten their shopping list. Okay, so then Jonathan and Anna finish their shopping list. Brett and Mark get to the bread place. Brett wants to eat it. I do too. These two men are after my own heart. I would have asked for a little extra cookie in the hopes that they would have thrown one in because
also,
why not? Yeah.
The guy. I mean, listen. I know I'm already taken with Josiah cousin, but. The man at the zucchini cart. Okay. The man at the zucchini cart. I said, if it don't work out with me and Josiah cousin, I might have to take a.
Well, it's already not working out.
If it doesn't, you got to listen. You can't put all. To
Naples is harder than the commute to New Jersey.
You can't put all your zucchini in one basket, Brooke. You gotta, But I'm just saying, the guy at the zucchini cart, he was getting more and more stressed. By the time it got to Han and Holden, and they were like, "Do you know what this means? And do you know where that's at?" He was like, But I actually
think it really helped them that they were last because they said 1 zucchini, and he gave them like 6 zucchini because he knew the right amount to be giving people. So sometimes. I mean, if there's non-elimination leg, it doesn't hurt to be in the back because if he was just listening to one, they wouldn't have had the right amount and they would have had to go back and deal with it twice.
A rune in Italia. Okay, sometimes it ain't that bad. And I also feel like when you're doing judges, sometimes when you have to do complicated dance moves or different songs and stuff, I always say, I don't want to be first. Give me third so I could be mediocre and okay.
That's fair. Anyway, side note, Brett and Mark, I'll go back to Naples with you anytime because your ideal vacation where you're talking about, drinking wine and eating pizza and bread and whatnot sounds right up my alley. So, and I'm pretty sure I can get Brice to join us because, there's a zucchini guy out there that he wants to say hi to.
I'm becoming with Josiah Cousin, so I can't speak to the zucchini guy.
You could speak to the zucchini guy. That's about it. Okay.
So, Buenos dias. In my Josiah accent.
Kind of awesome. Okay, so Carson and Jack get their vegetables. Brett and Mark finish their list. Everyone's sort of like one step behind everybody else. Alyssa and Josiah got their shopping list. Jonathan and Anna are pulling their food back up to the lady. Okay, so honestly, sometimes when I talk into this thing, it doesn't make any sense, and the next sentence doesn't make any sense.
No, read it. Read the sentence.
Credits and mark their good up clue sent down to TWO. It doesn't make any sense. But I think what it means is Brett and Mark send their food up and their clue is sent down to also. I think that might be what it is. I've deciphered myself.
You got your clue.
Okay, it's a route information. It says make your way to some restaurant and get your next clue. But you have to find this piazza to find a driver to take you to the restaurant. So Brett and Mark find their driver first, and I'm like, yes, go, 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 because I love them. Carson and Jack finish their list, get their clue, while John and Anathan are looking.
Yes, that's their name. That's their name. Are
looking for directions to find the guy in the car. They find the car, and they think they're in first, but they're in second. Carson and Jack also find the car. Alyssa and Josiah are in fourth, and Han and Holden have just found the box to get their list for the groceries. Okay. In the cars, Carson and Jack pass Onathan. They're not happy about it. And let's see. Brett and Mark gets to the restaurant first, followed 2 seconds later by Carson and Jack. And they seem to be just having so much fun. And I'm having fun watching them. It says it's a roadblock, and it says, who's feeling saucy? We find out that pizza was invented in Naples. And here it comes. Make a pizza. Not a ladle. But a pizza, whatever, it's fine. Stretch some dough.
The Dungeon Brothers decision to when we say we love the Dungeon Brothers, and again, it makes sense. We can't. It's Carson that if he does it right, he would be 6 over.
No, it's Jack. Jack only has 1 left, right?
And Carson is like, I understand the logic, but I don't know how and there's something that
I love Carson and Jack, but let's get real. This was really easy. This was really easy.
No.
Stretch some dough. Put on wait, hold on. Let's see. Stretch some dough. Cook the dough. Make a pizza. You have to make it a circle. Put some chunky cheese on it. Put some basil on it. Put some other cheese on it. Put some olive oil on it. Put it in the oven. It's like a 1 out of 10 difficulty. Okay.
Welcome back. My name is Brice Izyah, season 28 of I was about to say The Amazing Race, season 28
You said The Amazing Race earlier, which was amazing. You did. You said season 29 of The Amazing Race. And I was like,
you're lying.
That's what you said. It was great. I thought you did it on purpose.
I did. Sorry. And my friend is the winner of Amazing Race, season 29. And she always tells me, and now I'm telling you, that if you make it long enough on The Amazing Race, there is a task for you. And I really feel like this week, Onathan.
Anna, right, yeah.
But listen, Onathan was showing out. Onathan had his Yoda lady. He killed that. Okay, he practically did both of them for Jonathan and Anna. And then Anna, okay, humble beginnings. Sometimes, you know, my first job was at Ben & Jerry's. So if we have to scoop of ice cream, baby, but okay, Anna said 4 pizzas, sausage, green peppers, onions, and breadsticks. Anna went back to work, okay? She did she was flour bay. That's all. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. She smoked that.
Pause it.
Oh,
I was going like this. I'm like,
because Anna said, pause it and put the pizza in, put the pizza out. I swear, Anna must have knew where to put it in the oven to make it cook faster because that wasn't the time allotted. But again, it really just goes to show that,
It's true.
like Brooke said, you make it long enough on the Amazing Race, you might get a Detour and a Roadblock.
This was them. This was the things that were made for them. She used to work at Domino's, and she will be the first to tell you she was the best pizza maker that has ever walked through the doors of Domino's Pizza at any franchisee at anywhere in the world. Okay, so meanwhile, Han and Holden are almost done with their shopping list, but back at the pizza, Alyssa joins the party. The best part about this is the non-participants get to sit and eat the the discarded pizzas or a good pizza. I'm not sure. It sounds like Jack was eating all of Carson's rejects, but I have to believe that they were actually given like ones that were good.
This yeah, I was like, I don't know if I like that in the Amazing Race. Like, I like for y'all to suffer in the heat, but I'm not mad. Again, I was nervous that Josiah and Alyssa would maybe use their fast forward, and I'm like, no, just
Express pass.
It's
fine. You'll get it. By the time you watch the 11th season that you watch, you'll get it. It's cool.
The express pass. I was
Brooke,
just
if you
nervous.
can't dive to 259 feet, just shut up. Yes,
well,
got it.
That's why I won't shut up, because I can. But I was
Brooke.
just nervous this episode that like they might pull it out, and I'm like, no, like you're strong enough, and so they did. So I was glad.
They're good. Okay, so now at this point, Han and Holden are headed toward the pizza. Anna gets it first, obviously, but nothing against her. This does not seem hard. This is pizza. Like, no, I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry. Like, you don't even like what the ingredients are.
So the next time I come over,
in a heartbeat, I'll make you a pizza.
The next time I come over to your home,
I'll make you a ladle.
I don't have 2 years for that, but the next time I come over, we will get a bucket. We will put $30 in the bucket. We will write the ingredients that we need. We will put it out your New York window and hope that nobody steals it, and hope that they take it and go get it. And we'll see if you can make me pizza.
Happily. I'll come, maybe not the next one, but the one after that. I'll come to the
and
podcast with the pizza.
Salad.
You make the side salad, and I'll bring the wine. Okay, so then they have to run to the pit stop. This beautiful medieval castle Novio or whatever. Anyway, Carson's pizza's burnt. Now, I like a little bit of burnt pizza, so like I would have given him the okay, but he wasn't getting the okay. So, but like his first one's burnt, his second one's too little, his third one is, what was the wrong with it? It was a square. It wasn't even a circle. I mean, come on, my dude.
But I like how he was learning each time, though. He was like, the first time it's too thin, the sauce went everywhere. Like, I could just watch. Like, I feel like
he keeps getting something different wrong, which I just think is so funny. Like, he's just, but their spirits are, he gets a little frazzled, a little, but that's okay. But they don't stop. Like, I appreciate them. I mean, and last night, by the way, side note, they had a little viewing party, and Carson showed up in like a pizza hat. Like, he's leaned in to the beauty of pizza night, kitchen nightmares on The Amazing Race. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can't not love them. I love how they just give it their all. And I also just feel like I need a Dungeons Brother YouTube video of them making pizza. Like, I feel like that's like, we need that. Like,
I don't know if you're ever going to get him to make another pizza. I don't know. He might be scarred. Okay, so Alyssa's pizza's a no-go. It fell apart going into the oven, blah, 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 blah. Jonathan and Anna are running to the pit stop. Mark and Brett stop to say hi to a dog. Like, these are my people. These are my people. Like, on the way, they're stopping to say hi. I love that. Okay, Carson's third pizza goes into the oven, okay, but it's no good. At the pit stop, Jonathan and Anna win a trip to Mexico City. They were a little deflated when they were I did it again. Let's see. Not important, whatever. The point of the story is they realized they could win. Right, exactly. They realized that they
Jonathan this happy at a pit stop in a long time, which deserves a new sunglass change. And listen, we love to see Jonathan happy. Obviously, Jonathan is only happy when he's number one. We understand this. And when he's not happy, it's just him motivating himself. People, understand the Jonathan language. Okay? We all could use it a little bit on ourselves. Okay? I need to have the Jonathan language at work. Okay? Because
I'm okay with using it to motivate yourself. I'm not so okay when it comes across as a little blamey to your partner when like things don't go well. But I get the motivation.
If Anna paid him any mind when he
gets
like
that's
that,
true.
then
she
maybe
hear it anyway because she's got those
Anna puts her headphones in. So yeah.
Right. So Brett and Mark get their oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's like why I'm super excited. I feel like I'm really hyped this episode, but it's like why I love these final 5 teams outside of Han and Holden, because I really think Han and Holden are like my dark horse in the sense, like they're my dark horse. I could
But
see
you
them
still
at the
love
end.
them.
No, I didn't finish my statement. What I'm saying is outside of Han and Holden, they've never gotten to number 1 yet, right? But they still are my dark horse. I feel like at the last minute, they could shoot to the top. So they're not included in this statement, but I still love them. I love the fact that the other 4 teams, they all have been in number 1 at some point in time. And we see how like this season is so electric. It's really anybody's race. And I feel like at the final leg, there's going to be something that has to do with a platoon and you have to use a compass. And like Holden is going to all of a sudden bust out this compass, read and map and take it to the end. And so it's like really anyone's game. And so that's just why I'm so hyped.
I agree. I mean, honestly, there's no outcome that I think is not a good outcome. And one of the great things that we're going to get to do is almost all of the teams are going to be here in New York for the finale. And I'm going to get the chance to sit down with all of them and we're going to have a cast reunion. So if anybody watching has any questions that they want asked of the teams this season on The Amazing Race, send it over, put it in the little chat thing below, DM me, give me a phone call, whatever. Just let me know and we will get your questions asked of the cast. And Brice, I am hopeful that you will be there.
I'll try my best. We'll be in Boston the night before at the Brice.
We'll make it happen. You like to travel. Maybe if we can get Josiah to bring his cousin with him.
Well, if Josiah brings his cousin, I won't even
Debbie,
go to Boston.
Do me a favor. Can you call your nephew and see if he wants to come to the finale in New York with Josiah and Alyssa? Because I think that might be a great time to just do a little meet cute.
I won't even go to Boston.
You can
Bryce
go to
and win in Boston. It'll be win
Just
present in Boston.
Amazing. Okay, so Carson's pizzas are all sucky, blah, 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 not important. Okay, his last pizza is too small. His 4th one is too square. Alyssa gets the thumbs up. They're in 3rd place. This is actually my favorite moment of the episode. Carson, while Alyssa is running out in 3rd place, Carson realizes he's like gotten flour on the top of his pizza. And instead of like starting over, he just goes and just blows it everywhere. It's hilarious. I laughed out loud. I love it. But this is the one that's more square than circle. How he's not crying is beyond me at this point. Jack is outside eating pizza for 1 and not freaking out. And Carson's just freaking out a little. Okay, so Han and Holden then show up, and Han decides she's gonna make the pizza. Finally, good job. Carson is told that his crust is in fact the best of the day because, as we know, practice makes perfect, and he has had a lot of practice at this point. And at the pit stop, Alyssa and Josiah are 3rd. Josiah's like really out of breath, and Phil and Josiah have like a cheesy joke off, and it is so cute. They seem to really enjoy each other. It's pun after pun after pun, and they're having a
Debbie, do you want some more salad? Okay, Josiah, stop. Sorry.
Are you done?
However, hold on. Do I have another pair? Okay, I got another pair. Okay.
Oh my God, you have another pair of glasses. I can't. Okay,
Thank you, Josiah, because when he's at the pit stop and after the puns are done, he takes my advice. No, it's over. They're like, yeah, at this point, 3 is great, but it's not what we're looking for. I need all the teams to lock in, and that just excites me because I feel like the next 3 episodes, if Josiah ain't playing, then
right. If the nice guy is no more Mr. Nice Guy, right?
Not playing. Jonathan, you might need to get some motivational talk together. Mark and Brett, y'all might Han and Holden, get the compass, because if the nice guy says,
it's on. Right. Exactly. So back at the pizza, Han is working on it. Holden's cheering for her, and she starts going, my brother is the best. I love when they're having a nice day together. I think they're just She gets it on her first try. She makes an amazing pizza because she's a perfectionist because this is how she grew up. So her pizza's amazing. And it's a foot race for last place, although I don't think it's as close as the show is making it look. But okay. Carson and Jack are in fourth and they've survived. Jack goes, hit it to the band as they go to walk away and they dance away. So honestly, I love them.
They're the best.
I love them. They're just so joyful.
Obsessed. And
then in last place are Han and Holden. Now I have noticed that the clue did not say the last team to arrive will be eliminated because nobody read that out loud. And I'm realizing, no, I don't think enough happened here. I think this is a mega leg. Now I'm wrong. But I also realized that we were told every leg was going to have a twist. And this leg did not have a twist yet. So I'm sitting going, okay, it's a double leg. Like that's the twist. They're not going home. It's going to be fine. But the twist is it's a non-elimination leg. Han and Holden lose their cool. They start dancing on the mat. Phil starts dancing with them. It's like the most adorable, like hora it looked like to me, when like a circle dancing around. Like normally it would annoy me that there's a non-elimination leg here.
Me too.
I love Han and Holden so much. Like I'm okay with this. And I didn't see it coming until the very end. So I'm happy about it. It's great. They're great. Please don't ever go home. And next week, it does look a little bit like Jonathan and Anna get in the fight. And it looks like the head-to-head is back on. I don't know.
I've never seen that. No, it reminded me of the old days of Survivor. So all I saw in the commercial.
We only did it once. I actually think it's a twist that people don't. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I think they did it twice. And it is a twist that I don't think people love. I'm very, very curious to see your take on it because I think it can be done very well. So I want to see how they do it. It looks like people are getting thrown into canals somewhere.
All I heard was the Dungeon Brothers say, like, we're gamers. And I was like, is this the episode for the Dungeon Brothers? So I am super excited. This season has, in my opinion, chef's kiss. I can't wait to see episode 10. I can't wait to be back with Miss Brooke Camhi. Anything else before we take it on home?
So if anyone in the Borden family is like allergic to anything or doesn't like anything, you just let us know because we will tweak our dishes to like please the family. So and Alyssa, I'm all for drinking wine with you in the corner. So do you think that makes it look more appetizing to just like
listen?
Thank you so much. Listen,
I'm about to tear this salad up just for you, Debbie. But thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments what you think. Also,
and send your questions. If you have questions that you want the racers asked, put them down below. We read everything. We reply to everything. Thank you guys so much for all of the love and the support and the kindness that you show us. Like this is just a joy, and you guys make it all much better.
Absolutely. This has been this week's Purple Pants Podcast Pitstop coverage of Amazing Race, Season 37, Episode 9. We'll be back next week. Adios.
Goodbye.
In my Josiah voice.
It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants.